Okay, good morning, class. My culinary students, I hope that you're all doing well and keeping safe. And so today we're going to continue our discussion on nutrition labels. I'm sure that you've gone home and you've looked at cans, you've looked at the packages around your home, and you see that the nutrition labels are on the food packaging. Okay, we discussed previously the importance of nutrition labels. Okay, what am I purchasing? Number one. Okay, what is in the food that I'm going to consume? What am I going to eat? Is the packaged food healthy for me? Does it contain the vital nutrients that we're going to take into our bodies and that's going to keep our bodies in good working order? So the nutrition facts panel can be a useful tool in selecting food for a healthy diet. Okay, basically we're thinking about a healthy diet. Sometimes our diet goes off kilter and it may not be as healthy as we'd like it to be, but our thought process is to hopefully consume the vital nutrients that our body requires. Okay, so the Nutrition Facts panel can be a useful tool in selecting food for a healthy diet. Okay, that is our learning target, making sure that we are maintaining a healthy diet and taking in the necessary nutrients. So our learning target. In addition, learning how to read and use nutrition information can help people for a number of reasons. What reasons are there? I want you to think about that for a couple minutes. Okay, so say someone in the class has a specific food allergen. Now, a food allergy could be just about anything. It could be a wheat allergy. You can be allergic to peanuts, any nut allergies. Okay, so we look at that and we're looking for what specific ingredients on the food label could there be a reaction to. So when planning a menu, chefs have to look at reading the food label, okay, making sure whatever food that they're preparing is food allergen free. All right, so more and more restaurants you will come across today, the waiter or waitress will come over and ask, does anyone have a specific food allergy? Okay, so it could be seafood, could be peanuts, it could be wheat, it could be just about anything. So we want to be mindful as chefs to make sure that the food that we're serving in our restaurant is pretty much food allergen free, or the chef is aware of the food that he or she is preparing that could generate an allergic reaction. So very, very important. Okay, so nutrition label also. Plan special diets. Okay, plan special diets. Reduce the fat, reduce the sugar, reduce the sodium. So you see how we're thinking about food allergens. Okay, limit fat, limit sodium, limit the cholesterol, limit the amount of calories. Okay, so people can also have a diet that the doctor says reduce your sodium intake. Okay, limit your fat. Okay, limit cholesterol. Okay, limit the number of calories. So remember when we were discussing specific age groups. Okay, specific age groups have a set limit of the number of calories to be taken in. Okay, so someone like myself who is 58 years of age, okay, my total calorie intake is not like someone like yourself who is an adolescent, teenager who requires more calories than I require. So that's very, very important. So now we're starting to think about different calorie intakes, sodium and sugar and cholesterol, limiting the fat. Okay, also with the nutrition label, identify food items that are good sources of vitamins and minerals and other nutrients such as fiber. Okay, what is fiber? Okay, I just said another important key term. Fiber is taken into our body and it helps with our digestion. Okay, our large intestinal area, our small intestinal area requires fiber. Okay, because when we take in food, we have to move the food out of our bodies. So the body is going to absorb the nutrients, the good stuff from the food that we've eaten. Okay, it's taken the nutrients that it doesn't need and it's going to push it out of our bodies. Okay, that's the way it works, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, the food that we take it in, your body is going to activate the processing center. Okay, that's our digestive center. And fiber is very, very important. It's going to help our bodies move the food that's been used and it's going to go out of our bodies, right, when we go to the bathroom. Just remember that. Okay, next, each nutrient on the panel is reported as percentage of daily values, the DV, the daily values. The DVs are provided in percentages based on a 2,000 calorie diet. Okay, base. Okay, that is the base, 2,000 calories. All right, so my base is 2,500 calories. Your base might be 3,200 to 3,500 calories. So the base is the main starting point. Okay, providing percentages of DV, okay, daily values on the panel helps people see how different types of food contribute to their overall daily diets. And it is important to remember that because there is no bad food, people can use the nutritional information listed on food labels to make healthy diet choices. Okay, so you should all have a nutrition label. Take a look for the DV, the daily value. Okay, so the Food and Drug Administration, FDA, Food and Drug Administration, requires a nutrition facts panel to contain certain nutrient information because these nutrients address current health concerns. The order in what nutrients must appear reflects the current priority of the dietary recommendations. The mandatory components are as follows: serving size and servings per container. Okay, the serving size is the basics for reporting each nutrient's content and is defined as the amount of the customarily eaten at one time for each food category. The servings per container reflect how many servings are contained within the package. The amount of these servings on the package influences the number of calories and the nutrient amounts listed on the top part of the label. Number of servings in the food packaging or the container or the can. Total calories and calories from fat. We're going to go right down the label. Okay, caloric content of one serving. So the number of calories from fat in single serving are listed. Total fat and saturated fat. Total grams of fat in one serving, and the number of grams of saturated fat in one serving, including in grams of total fat per serving, are listed. Next, trans fat. Okay, trans fat is the bad fat. Trans fat. Okay, all labels must list grams of trans fatty acid, also called translinoleic acid, which has been shown to have a negative effect on cholesterol and your health. Like the other fats, the amount of trans fat is listed as the number of grams in one serving. Next on that label is the cholesterol. Cholesterol is listed in milligrams, and a percentage of the values is based not on calories, but on a daily recommendations of 300 milligrams or less. Sodium from our periodic table, NaCl, sodium. Sodium is listed in milligrams with a percentage of daily values based on a daily recommendation of 2,400 milligrams or less. So the max intake, what they're saying there is the max intake of 2,400 milligrams or less. All right, so very, very important. So they have established a maximum amount of sodium intake. All right, that's salt. So we're always careful of our sodium intake. Okay, next, total carbohydrate, dietary fiber, and sugars. Also on the label, dietary fiber and sugars are included in a food's total carbohydrate content. The percentage of dietary fiber is based on daily recommendations of 25 grams. This has been associated with decreasing cholesterol and aiding in food transport through the digestive tract. So right on the bottom and the middle, okay, right underneath your stomach is your digestive tract. Okay, transporting, moving food. Okay, bet you didn't know that your body inside has a transportation system. Okay, just like a bus, a car, or a subway, yeah, your body is transporting and it's moving. Okay, just like blood is moving throughout your body and oxygen is moving throughout your body. Okay, your body is working. Okay, it's working, it's constantly in motion. Okay, so next, protein building strong bones. Okay, very, very important. Proteins, the building block. The total grams of protein in one serving are listed. Okay, vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, and iron. The FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, make note of that, requires the label to list vitamins A and C and the minerals calcium. Now, I thought that this was a very interesting lesson about food labels, and it all comes back to being a chef. Because being a chef, there's a lot involved before we even actually cook the food. Okay, we discussed previously that chefs do a lot of planning. Okay, planning is essential to preparing a menu. Okay, so a chef will read food labels when preparing food items, but usually someone who is called a dietitian, the dietitian who has a very, very important responsibility, and also that is a career opportunity. Dietitians primarily work together with doctors in preparing specific menus for patients who require certain dietary needs or certain diet related items, and a dietitian in a hospital will prepare the menu for the patient under the direction of the doctor, who sets a specific requirement for calorie intake and fat and sodium, cholesterol and protein and vitamins. So a dietitian in a hospital works together with a doctor. So, and dietitians prepare healthy menu items. Okay, so that's a dietitian, sort of like a chef, but they're not actually doing the cooking, but they can. All right, so to sum this up for our exit ticket, we've discussed the importance of a nutrition label. Okay, so thinking about that, what is the importance of a nutrition label? Why do we use it? What specific information are we looking for from a nutrition label? And together with looking at a nutrition label, we're able to prepare and to make sure that we're taking in nutritious food full of vitamins and minerals and fiber and proteins and carbohydrates. And be careful reading a food label. Sometimes the packaging is marketed to you really not looking at a food label. Okay, the packaging looks wonderful, the picture looks great, and it attracts you to purchase the product. And sometimes not looking at the food label. Okay, so the food label is there. The government requires all food manufacturers to use a food label. Okay, how accurate are the food labels? That could be a different story. Okay, we try to purchase food from a reputable supermarket or health food store, and that will give you a clearer picture as to what is in the food product. So with that, read the food label carefully. Okay, plan your diet accordingly. Okay, make sure that when you purchase a product that it is healthy for you. Okay, and with that, if you have any questions, please let me know. Take care. Have a wonderful day.